Greetings, dear ones, I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. Do higher dimensions allow for smarter humans? I'd like to answer that, and it's also going to be a combination answer into what you've already heard in previous weeks on this very program, because it does indeed relate to other processes within the body. The answer: do higher dimensions create smarter humans or allow for them? The answer is not exactly. Higher dimension reality allows for higher consciousness. You may think that is smarter. It isn't really, dear ones. It is that which creates a higher wisdom in actions. Humans who live together in a higher dimensionality, let's say, one that is greater than Earth has at the moment, is less apt to go to war. Is that a smarter humanity or is that a wiser humanity? And the answer truly is both, but the wisdom comes first. So here is the premise that I have not discussed, not like this ever. You live in a reality and have had that reality truly since you began being human, and you call that reality 3D. It's been expanded to 4D recently in the last 50 or so years, but basically we call it single-digit dimensionality. That would be an indicator that up to 9, you might say, are pretty much the same. That is not what we are saying. You may have heard me describe this before regarding the physics of dimensionality. Dimensions are very, very difficult to define. There is a complexity there in physics that may not make any sense to you as you listen to it because it's for those who are scientists defining what it means, but truly this planet is moving into a higher dimensional state. And we have told you that before, when you get past that which is what you exist in now, which many call 4D or 3D, it doesn't go to 5. It doesn't even go to 6 or 7 or 8. You broach something else. You broach a membrane, we'll call that, between dimensions, a membrane that when you pass through it, you become multidimensional. You don't go into 5. Now 5 is a very good number to explain. If you were talking to somebody about what's happening, you're saying, we're moving into the 5th dimension. Good explanation, understandable. Not exactly true, it doesn't matter. You are actually moving into a multidimensional state or the beginning of it. Dear ones, we talk about the indigos, and we have for some time. Very shortly, if not now, we start revealing that one of the attributes of an indigo child, even when they were small, was multidimensional processing. They could deal with many ideas or consciousnesses at the same time. Now we're not talking about realities at the same time as much as consciousness at the same time. And they will speak of this and they will wonder why everybody else didn't have this attribute. This is a wisdom attribute. When you start dealing in multidimensionality, these are the kinds of things you see and feel and know are different. Your awareness starts to change, and you start to have multiple things working within you that give you greater wisdom. As long as you're looking at ideas in consciousness one at a time, and moving from that line to this line to that line, and one road like that, you're limited. And that is the way you've been for a very, very long time. The limitation of multidimensionality starts to break open that linearity of thought, and you might say that this allows for a higher, wiser human being. Now I said allows for. It doesn't create it. Let me explain. When it comes to these things called wisdom, it also comes with something else we told you many years ago: intent. It doesn't just paste itself on you because this planet is moving into a higher dimension. Those who wish to stay where you are living in 4D, even though a higher D is available, can do that, and there are many who will. In fact, we have even spoken of those who will watch the evolving process and not understanding it at all, but think something odd is going on, and they'll be them and you, the ones who are thinking higher and the ones who are normal according to you. So you see, this process has other things involved to make it work, and the biggest thing is you giving intent. The best thing you could do right now, dear ones, light workers listening, dropping into your heart, dear spirit, help me to see, feel, and work with the new dimensionality that will give me greater wisdom. You've just given intent to move forward. So, yes, a higher dimension will allow for greater consciousness. What is the process internally that is also changing and giving allowance, and also changing your biology? This is something we gave you this month in a previous channeling on innate. When we talked about innate, we told you some of the things we have not told you before. It's not just a smart body measuring system. It's an active body healing system, balancing system, waiting for multidimensional instructions that you don't even know about perhaps, or that haven't occurred yet perhaps, or that only a few cultures know. And this is critical, because this innate, as you say, is starting to tune into something else which is multidimensional. What is it that you know about the teachings we've given you in these last years that may then broach that whole subject of multidimensionality? If you've been paying attention, if you know, it is some of the best news we ever gave you about the fact that hiding within your DNA is indeed a 24th pair of chromosomes. You've always had 24, even though you see 23, and you see the anomaly with chromosome 2. 24 have always been there. One has been hiding. It is multidimensional and will not show on any instruments you have yet. And that multidimensionality of one of the chromosome sets is for the shift, the help you need that we have talked about. Because as the dimensionality of reality on this planet begins to switch and change and move and you start to give permission of it, you are sending messages to your DNA to open up. Here you are aware you are moving into another dimensionality ready to assume more wisdom, and that 24th set of chromosomes is there with a library for you of wisdom. It came from the stars. We've told you this as well. It is a helper that you are going to need to get past this battle of dark and light. The indigos were the start. They pushed the envelope to get to this place where they are now informing you of what you can do, and the shift is giving you the tools for it. This is multiple areas of help, dear ones, for those who would ask, how do we do this to get past this darkness, to get past this battle of light and dark that we're seeing develop on this earth? We need help. You have it. You've always had it. Remember the channel on the staircase? That happened this month as well. Any of you have been keeping track of these channels know this. That staircase is a metaphor for the fact that you've had a multidimensional soul from birth. It's been with you all the time. Think of that as a help. All you've had to do is acknowledge it, move into it, know about it, work with it. This all comes together when you look at that staircase and what it means, when you look at the information about innate oh my goodness and what it really is, when you take a look at now, this information that we're giving you now about the dimensionality that you are going through on the planet that's been given to you. All of these things start to awaken the wisdom of the old soul. That's why you came. I want you to sit for a moment and ponder everything I have said. To some of you, I know who's watching, it's nonsense. To others of you, I know who's watching, it makes sense. It is the food for the wisdom that the old soul is going to start consuming and passing around and growing. It's the seeds of truth that you came for, dear ones, on this planet. And here it is. It is beginning. It is beginning. Welcome to a new dimension on this planet, and yes, you're getting smarter and yes, you're getting wiser. That's the plan. If you haven't felt it yet, give intent for it and see what happens. And so it is.